Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Can you hear me well? I hope you can. Welcome, one and all to today's stream, which I have not been planning out because I am very bad at planning. All jokes aside, we all know why I'm here. We gotta finish Ace investigations today, and something's gonna be coming up. So next week, I probably will only be streaming 3 times that whole week. I got something to take care of on most of that week, so I won't be anywhere and be able to stream. Number 2, I'm going to be adding like a clip a day on my YouTube channel because I'm trying to let that one grow too while I do a lot of other things. And number 3, probably close to like the end of this month, I'm going to be I'll explain it a bit later when I can explain it better, but you might not see me for a little while then. But hey, since we're all here, I think we both know why you're here. It's time to return to the investigation that last time we finally figured out who Kay was. And, well, we gotta fulfill a promise and, avenge her father's death, which is weird to ask of a prosecutor, but it's Ace Attorney. What'd you expect? 2 cards. One of the Black Raven and one of the White Raven. Oh yeah, like I said, this one's gonna be a long one because memory serves, this one took a long ass time to complete. And I want to complete this before a certain event on the 15th of February. Because I want to end this story before something happens to me. Or at least this version of me. So, we may be pushing a lot longer than expected. But for now, it is time to basically play off a very, very weird soap opera about lawyers. You accursed Yazura, Kay, you. Eight hours earlier. It's so nice. Almost dreamlike to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent murdered. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gateway theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back in my office. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Mr. Edgeworth! It's the big! This is big, I tell you! Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, the fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yazura isn't gonna just find herself, you know. Well, if you must know, it's possible that I paid a visit last night by your fake. Say what? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you weren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I got something much more important than that I want you to see. Oh, and that is? Take a look at this. On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The date of the card mentions it today. Today, huh? Come on, we gotta hurry. The embassy awaits. I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should investigate? Well, it's some really special country and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all the energy? Why are you so lackadaisy today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Well, then you should get wound up too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. You mean Miss Yu? The woman who killed Kay's father, Brian Faraday, 7 years ago. And I just did this last week, so to them it was probably like yesterday. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu. And then disappeared from the courtroom. Ugh, she makes me so mad, that phony. Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card. Until a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. The card Yatagarasu is shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine. See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, the person isn't the real deal but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that the woman is involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Out the door you go. Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. What's up? Any reason you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes? No, no reason at all. Very well. Seeing as how Miss Yu is also somewhat of a special nature to me, I agree that there is some merit to be found in investigating this. I knew you'd come along. So, yeah, when the game came out, it did actually play this one before I played Ace Attorney, so yeah, that was a little weird to me. I mean, it was easy to follow, but if I remember, this particular case took me like 3 days to complete. Granted, this was back in what? High school, or was it like late middle school or high school? It took me a while. So yeah, I didn't exactly have time and I had to do other stuff. But hey, now I should be able to complete it a lot faster than before, so... Oh shit, I forgot to read. What a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy? Yeah, the climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai Sushi Slash, I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out. I suppose it is really impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say though, this embassy is set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building. Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that it's in a neutral zone shared by the two countries. So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries? The one that is called the Kingdom of Alabesta, right? Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in the country as well. Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja! The Republic of Baba is sponsoring Jammin' Ninja's show. That's something for fangirls like me. We gotta see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end. You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja. So anyway, about today's event, what's it called again? The Kingdom of Alabesta versus the Republic of Babao Goodwill Jubilee. Small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabesta and the Republic of Babao. These two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature. And it was called the Principality of Codopia. Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm alright. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of the past remains. For example, the flags preserve the flower and the butterfly motifs to this day. Codopia, huh? The KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which the embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Codopia. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split in two. However, the Yatagarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabesta versus Babel Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly they're trying to be really hard to make up recently. Yeah, that's going to be a lot harder if what they say is true. Mostly because when you got civil unrest and a civil war like that, it's going to be hard to make up in between, no matter how hard you try. So this might have something to do with the Yatagarasu's calling card. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Okay, need I remind you to take care not to succumb to your thieving desires? Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that? Ugh. She had better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. I know. And although we don't know the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should spend some time examining the place. Alright. Oh, wait, I remember you. We're in Tarnation Ade. Come on, Big Scoop. Hey, mister, out of the way. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Ugh. I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yet my instincts are directing me to not engage with a conversation with her. Perhaps it would be best if I left her alone. There are pamphlets about the two embassies here on the table. Still looks weird to me. The country split into two a few years back, and they shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since. Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to build two separate ones, huh? I should think that's not a reason why, Kay. More than likely, they probably didn't want to spend more money just tearing down and splitting the building up itself. But I should take one of these myself. You never know when it'll be handy for the inevitable investigation. What's all the hubbub? Ugh! Hey, look. It's the Steel Samurai. And he's got a son, the Iron Infant. Oh, that's cute. I guess I should go talk to him. May I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for? Ahem. Please excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. It looks like he's written something down for you. To Edgeworth, from Steel Samurai. Daddy, married man of Neo Tokyo. Well, now that got pretty cool for you, huh? Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba's waiting for you. Oh, that was random. That's popped up in the court files, which means that's going to be important later, so that might come up handy. Wait, this is an Ace Attorney game. Some random shit is going to pop up handy. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera. Just In a few seconds, the Jammer Ninja stage show is set to begin. And after the show, the Jammer Ninja will enter Republic of Babel. He is set to meet with the Ambassador of Babel at the same time. Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas. Really? No, wait, I forgot. This is Edgeworth. He probably is more into samurais than ninjas. Let's even a second to jam in the class of playing. I'll never forgive you. Oh my god. Edgeworth, I'm going to give you some advice. Just go ahead and do it. I made that mistake with Soleil when I showed her some Vtuber music videos, particularly some Hololive and some Raycall. And now every time one of them streams, she is immediately in front of the computer, and I can't even get half my work done with her. Like, Edgeworth, I'm telling you right now, just go with the flow. Trust me, it makes things hell of a lot easier. You could be older, but you get between like a fangirl and what they love, you are not going to be able to live with it for a while. And trust me, this is coming from a guy who's basically a millennium years old, or more than that. I'd say, did I regret showing Soleil VTubers? Hell no, but I should get her a laptop. Wait, how am I supposed to explain a laptop to her? She barely understands the computer. I have to set it up for her. Don't mind me, chat. Just thinking about if I should give my apprentice a laptop to help him out. Actually, then I'm going to have to explain how come the internet doesn't work in her castle, but it works in my tower. And, you know, the more I think about it, I never actually did showed all of them how the internet or any of that works. So they always did wonder if I ever bring them to this modern era that why they have like small boxes that can do info. You know what? No. I'm just talking to myself. Don't worry about it. Just like I said, I hope you just took her there and don't complain. That will save you a lot of trouble. Trust me on this, Edgeworth. Just trust me when I say it. How much was I rambling about? Maybe I was just self-thinking again. Okay, just give her the money. Actually, she probably has her own money. Don't worry about it. Just let her grab it. Oh, anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Red. Oh, no. Edgeworth, just keep your mouth shut. You're going to save yourself trouble. Yes? You're thinking of going home, aren't you? Oh, never mind. You saved yourself. Well, it doesn't seem like the Yazura will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely, it was simply a prank. No way. I just know the Yazura will show. But I thought you said that the Yazura doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase. But that card she sent was genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake? Well, how can I word this? Yazura's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now? Okay, now the investigation starts. What happened? Yazura's been spotted in Albus. Okay, Kay's right. We know where we gotta go. So you finally decided to show yourself. Wait, but no, Kay, don't run in there like... Yeah, first off, you're going into another country. They gonna stop you. Sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter. Yeah, but isn't that because he's set up? Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself. Yes, thank you. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country... Hold it! You would tell a prosecutor straight out that you tend to illegally enter another... Hey, are you even listening to me? Hey, Faraday, I'm coming through. Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her, anyone? Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. I'm a lawyer, not an exercise and fitness. Now, where did she go? I don't think she got up through the wall, so there's got to be another way. What? Jesus. Curses are... Okay, you had it better be alright, wherever you are. I told you it wasn't me.
Hold it!
Oh boy. Prosecutor running in a suit. Not exactly the best combination. Okay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Now, can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edgeworth. Is that the gumshoe? What is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this. It wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran here. Hot on the heels of the Vtuber. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage. Suspicious person? A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then hid here, and then I lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There's no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is correct. And if you're making an arrest... I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that correct? You refuse to answer? I don't need to answer. You're merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigation authorities. Hey, pal, just what the heck does that mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction, the end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we like. No. Gumshoe, that's not how it works. Let me put it to you this way. There's a reason I say when, say, Verity or Puppy sneak into my place and grab shit. That's called stealing because technically that's my soil. It goes the same way if I do that into their places. That's called, because you gotta remember, yeah, this is technically your country's soil, but you're on an embassy. That technically counts as their area. That's why nobody can just waltz right in without being pat down. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Yeah, it's a sovereign ground, I believe. Chat, what's that term again? I think it's sovereign ground. You know, it's when you got like an embassy that's from another country, and they basically count that whole area past the gate and the guard and everything as part of their country. I believe that's sovereign ground. I don't know. I'll look it up. This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babal, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babal's government and Babal's law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Sir, do you believe the truth is out there? Basically, our country's law do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place. Which means we can do little here in this situation. Please leave this matter into Interpol's hands and go home. Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth? In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Oh, man. Well, Jolene's not gonna join me. She told me immediately that she was done after the last case, so I'm gonna have to play Francesca since Jolene is probably in the middle of... What's she taking over now? You know what? I think the less I know, the better. Plus, if I have to deal with another whole case with Jolene, I'm pretty sure we're gonna strangle each other by the end of it. I swear. Rena may be wrong at the fact we're technically not siblings, but we sure as hell act like them. Then again, dimensional crossovers are very, very tricky to explain to anybody. Like, I have trouble explaining it, and I have to deal with it every day. That's basically why my whole area is basically considered no man's land until you enter my lab. Because you don't know what this whole thing is. For all you know, I could be on the moving castle. No, on the other hand, I could just be like in its own dimensional wormhole. It could easily just as much be like its own computer simulation that I just typed in. But wait, I'm magic-based. That sounds more tech-based. Yeah. That's basically what it is. You just have to realize everything runs differently.
Hold it!
Alrighty, what is it? Ambassador Palano. Palano? Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Oh, thank God Jolene is not here. If she heard the words that I have to be her assistant, I would never hear the end of it. Miles, what the heck do you think you're? Please, I implore you, Ambassador Palano. Very well, I'll be counting on you two, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, detective? If I don't become Francesca's assistant, I can't participate in the investigation. There you go, running at the mouth with the aloof expression on your face. Francesca, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet. But at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Thank God Jolene is not here. If she found out that I had to play her assistant, there would be a lot of shit I have to do. And she would just have a field day with that. She'd probably make me use as her footrest or something like that, knowing her. It's just not even for like any pleasure. She just wants to have that feeling of, I'm better than you, Joruis. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you should your brain lapse. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you are done playing games, right, let's begin the investigation. The fact. By the way, detective, I suppose it's a bit late to ask, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babel's embassy today. And why are the police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the card that got sent to the Yagatarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yagatarasu these past 7 years. It was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this all turned out to be, I guess. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands. But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles. So we can't go that far. Best we should check out. Jeez, what happened here? The ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. Ceiling fan? What does one of those do? Exactly what it sounds like it does. A fan that is installed on one ceiling. Well, if I had one of those in my room, I bet I go dizzy for staring at it as I sleep. Is that the gumshoe? In the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on the display rack. Knives, huh? Although the blades are all the remains of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles got burned off by the fire. So even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Palano, are those knives yours? Yes, why yes they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives. featuring the national symbol of Babao. The butterfly-shaped themed knives, along with Alvarez's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Babao ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang of the blade. President Pallado, what is this notch here for? Oh, that? It's a feature of the knives where you can freely exchange the handles on them. So that you can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. See, so these knives were constructed to be handles easily removed. Looks like this was once a magnificent grandfather clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire. Mr. Ridgeworth, if it's okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir. If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but... Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself, but the timer on it manages to... That's quite enough! Alright. We done goofed off. We should look at the body. So our victim was the secretary of the embassy, I take it? Manny Coakin. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it could have made identifying him a hassle. So, Coakin has been stabbed to death in the middle of the raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? I won't rest until we inspect everything. Hold up, I see the knife. Isn't that the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on this matches the victim's body. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. Now, I suppose that means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife. The knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy to me. Although, it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it was a butterfly motif. Very beautiful. Wait. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key! It can't be! Isn't it the Yazura key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... Huh? 7 years ago? Oh. You mean the case that I was framed for, sir? Yes, this piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Which was then stolen by Calistul Yu. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir. I thought he was killed with another. Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of the crimes you were a suspect in. Francesca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that our new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. I feel like I'm the victim right now. I'll trample on, sir. I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... There's a handle in the back, I recall. There we go. There you are. Oh, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. But why is it here? That's a big question. I knew it. It's the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern on the blade. I remember this well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Yes, it looks like 2 interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir? I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those 6-sided stars, just like the police marks on our ID. I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. The real question is, why was the Babel's embassy secretary holding this? While we don't know how Mr. Kochin came to possession of the key, we do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the embassy. That's right. Mr. Faraday had written down the fact down in his organizer. I believe this means that the further research is required to this country. Why don't you ask the ambassador about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next ambassador not long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. This man. Where do I know him from? I think I've seen everything. Oh, yeah. I don't know. When I see that, like, lack of check mark, it makes me think I didn't see anything. Alright, sir, what do you know? I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Well, I have no idea what my schedule tonight is. Ambassador Polano, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? Fascinating. Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babao. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts it offers when you visit lovely Babao. Now I remember, the Republic of Babao is known for its feverish tourism industry. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased. He was my secretary and the embassy secretary, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything: accounting, printing, taking care of national treasures. Sorry, but did you just say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So, in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness. However, I feel I should mention that I have a distinct impression that I have met him before. Oh, yes. Since you are one of the legal professions, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. Oh yeah, that was the guy. So yeah, Miss Yu is here if that's the case. So now I gotta figure out where is she. So yeah, Kay was right. The fake Yatagarasu was here and went and took her revenge. But now I'm gonna have to clear Kay's name. Man, Edgeworth just could not catch a break for like a day at this point. Because thinking about it, the way he said it, it's like, alright, as soon as I got off the plane was a murder charge. Then I gotta go exchange money for a kidnapping. Then I've had to investigate another murder. And then when I finished that and I came back to my office, someone murdered somebody there and ransacked my place. Now I gotta deal with a fourth one, which was literally the next day. Jesus Christ, Edgeworth. I'm wondering if the gray hair... I'm wondering if that's like black hair or just flat out gray hair, because that would stress anybody the hell up. Ah, man. Well, I shouldn't really think so hard about it. It is just a fun investigation game. But man, imagine you having to do that back to back. You'd probably go insane. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us. Ooh, we got a raid. Thanks for the raid, Angie Forger. Oh, hey Angie, how you doing?
Grand Sorcerer Angie Formier has come to our realm.
Oh, it's Angie Formier. I've always been bad at pronunciation. Why did I call you Forger? Actually, that makes even less sense. I don't even see a G in your name. Maybe I'm just bad with speaking. Wow, can't believe it. What? Okay, I need to fix that. It should not be playing that twice. I mean, I love hearing the Grand Theft Auto Mission Complete song, but not twice like that. But hey, how you doing? We are just in the middle of another investigation because apparently poor Edgeworth here can't have one day without being in the middle of some sort of murder charge. And I'm starting to realize that his hair is kind of gray because, Jesus, I'd be stressed out too having to deal with it back to back to back like that. For now, though, we just found out that the victim was somebody we knew from an earlier case 7 years ago. And a friend of ours is now being, like, restrained because they might be the murder suspect. And a piece of evidence that was stolen from us 7 years ago just happened to pop up in his coat. There was a lot too many coincidences that's going on. Seriously, why did I keep calling you Forger when Formier makes more sense? I don't even see a G in there. No, wait, I do. And G, but... maybe that's it. Slip of the tongue. I don't know. But hey, I'm just kind of getting all over the place now. Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be part of Copida.
Hold it!
And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both the symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used the key here at the embassy back when it was still Copida. Ambassador Polano, this key was stolen from the embassy 7 years ago. By Kalastu Yu, otherwise known as the great thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into the embassy at the time? Sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador of Babel became its own independent nation. But if Manny were still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Kochan and Mr. Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. Alright, let me talk to Francesca. Maybe she has something. Miles Edgeworth? What is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? No, trust me, Edgeworth. With my past experience with a certain evil version of mine, if you see that glint in your eye, you know she's gonna have some fun with this. I don't think that will really be necessary, Francesca. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. I thought Francesca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So why is she here at the embassy? Oh, wait. Gotta talk to her. I was investigating at the Alabasta embassy when I got the wind of this mess. Ah, that's right. The Yatagarasu was due to appear at the embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't had a fire over there. Although, there was an incident at the Alabasta embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over here to the Bale embassy. Ah, Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabasta embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So, the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she, perhaps, trying to be the Yatagarasu? Kay would never harm a soul, sir. Kay? You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? The girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday. So she's the feisty little girl. Kay has been on the trail of Yazura, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life. I see. Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? Yazura just keeps on tricking all of us. How so? Yazura sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. Wait, I'm getting something. But we all had his arson and murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what it is, sir? It's a breach of contract and it's going on the rap sheet. If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I don't think something wasn't stolen, but I do think there was more of a setup than we expected. I do wonder, though. Because now you got me thinking. So, if the secret is here, but Francesca is here for a smuggling ring, I wonder if this might actually connect. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret Yazura was out to steal in this very room? Dirty secret. Francesca, you're in pursuit of some dirty, on-handed dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, the person I'm looking for is here in the embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francesca about her smuggling case in more depth. Francesca, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of the smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that? Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, the embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off. The accounting documents? Okay, I can't read half of that shit. It literally is just like... No, wait, it is squiggles. Only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about the details. Yeah, but it says 2 of 3, so there's 2 more pages missing. However, it is enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality. Which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabasta and Bale is the head. The only one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francesca for you. She's amazing, pursuing the case with all she has. Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please do not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the secretary. Hold it! But there is a possibility that this is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can't force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the statues Kay was talking about. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? Could they be twins? Wait. A small personal safe. This was his office. So perhaps he stored most important documents in here. Of course it's locked. It appears we will not be able to open it without a key. Wait. Hold up, I got something. There's a key here, and there's a key here. Or maybe I'm going crazy. We know for a fact that the Yazura key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Kochin's pocket. Which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in the office. Good thinking, sir. Let's try it out. It appears I was right. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside. Don't you think the Yazura made off with the evidence? No, detective, I believe all we need is a closer look. Yeah, I see two pieces of paper that's sticking out. Appears to be ripped corners of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it was ripped. It seemed more like it's stuck in the safe. Oh, you're right. It won't budge an inch. Not even when I tug it. But I don't think I've seen paper stuck in the inside of a safe before.
Hold it!
Detective, I think we have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it has two compartments. Even just eyeballing it was inside it's too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back, I'd say that there's an extra bit of space behind the wall. In other words, the safe has a second compartment. And I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct and there is a second compartment, how do we open it up? You can see there's no lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me. Oh? Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mystery. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you're so sure about it, show me how you deduced the answer. It's too oddly shaped for a latch, so I think that's what it is. It's definitely not a star, but that's definitely going to be for the key. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Nah, there's no way I could ever do that. Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me.
Eureka!
Doesn't the shape of the keyhole remind you of something, Francesca? The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe mechanism. It's just for keeping the doors shut, nothing more.
Hold it!
It is that so. The person who used this safe, Mr. Kochan, made sure the safe had two compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to be hidden? To look like an obvious keyhole that even the average person would figure out? You can't be serious. Are you saying that the hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment? That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove it to you right now that the Yazura key is the key to open it.
Objection!
The Yazura key? Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yazura key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe. We know this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of a key. Started several years ago, we were able to... Yeah, except it may not even be... That's what I'm thinking about. So both sides are the key. One's the knife part and the other one's the key. Yeah. Wait, why are you freaking out? That would probably make things easier for your investigation. But looks like it does exactly fit the keyhole. That's preposterous? Nah. Literally the whole point of the key is to stick something in there that can fit in a particular design and easy to grab. It's just that this is technically an actual keyblade. Oh my god, this is a keyblade. Well, to be fair, it literally is a key and a blade, and not just a big-ass club. So yeah, technically this one piece of evidence is more of a keyblade than the famous keyblade. I know I just pissed off some Kingdom Hearts fan when I just said that, but... what are you gonna do? Then it's even possible that I've been searching for inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe. Yes, sir. Opening it now. Ah, here we are. Bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're... You're in the way. Now move, Scruffy. I didn't think I was in the way. Ugh. Pieces of art. They're identical to the ones that have been stolen. I figured as much. These are the treasures. This section of the safe was to hide in view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. Yeah, these papers. Why don't we take a look at the first before we give up? Oh, yep, that's what I'm thinking about. Those are the papers we're looking for.
Eureka!
Take a good look at these documents, Francesca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there's only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me it's not possible that your page was taken from the set. Well, certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems that you have now found what you're looking for. And yes, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Kochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of ink. Avalese ink. Avalese ink is a special product of the Republic of Babao. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported.
Hold it!
And that reason is... that's classified. It's only on a need-to-know basis, and you do not need to know. In any case, it seems like the head of the smuggling ring was our victim. His base was an embassy, thus it was hard for both our countries and his to interfere, making it the ideal condition under which to run a smuggling operation. But it's so frustrating. I lost the person that was to rain judgment down upon my whip of justice. Well, even if he's dead, you still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francesca, you must know that Manny Kochin was the suspect of the KG-8 incident. Of course I know, on top of being the head of the smuggling ring. There is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Pieces of stolen art from around the world. So, it was not only a smuggling of art, but ink? Well, I'm not gonna know for now, so that's probably gonna pop in later. But, I would ask why would you smuggle out ink, but there are actually a few reasons for, like, communication reasons or just trying to print money. Especially if the ink is, like, undistinguishable from, like, the other kind. But I think we may have our answer. Which means... we gotta keep the investigation going. Okay, check this guy, so... the question is now... hey, it's another butterfly. I believe it's the symbol of the Republic. Oh, I should have been looking at that. Well, I got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire. You don't have to be so blunt about it. Wait. That might actually be what we need to know next. The design of the nice handle. It greatly resembles the special Babalese species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here, the knife is property of the Republic of Babao. Perhaps that means that the knife used in the crime scene was found right in this room. Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one who could have been? Now come along quietly, Yagarasu. K. Faraday, you're under arrest for the murder of Manny Kochin. Mr. Redworth, please, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I chased a fake. You had the Garasu in here and he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you.
Hold it!
I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Even your police confirmed that the Yakutarasu infiltrated the Babyliss embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu stuck into the embassy. Furthermore, the girls claimed to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, on other than her, there was no one else here with the body. So, circumstantial at best. Like, that is literally all just circumstantial at best. Not exactly the best way to just arrest somebody. Question, maybe, but arrest? Nah. That's really jumping the gun. How many times do I have to tell you? I was the only one to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. The Yatagarasu is Yatagarasu. Very well, then I should prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Manny Cochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of.
Hold it!
They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu committed murder eluded us. Of course, I chased after Yatagarasu, then entered the embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activities in this room. So obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound, I expect nothing less. However, the statement just now didn't sound right.
Objection!
Agent Shina, I regret to inform you that there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yatagarasu, I am certain securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Cochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Yeah, not exactly your best plan. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when locked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. But perhaps you didn't know that Mr. Cochin had the key on him.
Objection!
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I could think of no reason for her to kill him if she just had not known the fact. Need reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used with the victim with my own eyes. Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her behind bars. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle was the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is a part of a special 3-piece set, which was designed no other. The evidence and testimony all points to the girl. There's no counter-argument. Ugh. That is your definitive evidence? Wait, Edgeworth, why are you panicking? I can already think of a big flaw in there. So why are you panicking? Because I can already see a big flaw in there. Alright, I'm going to have to explain to him that there is a big flaw. So... Well, I'm going to have to fix the flaw and show it to him. Alright. That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after the person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... I came to the room upon hearing the girl scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the only object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's fingerprints. That's another problem, but the suspicious person came in. Oh yeah, she wears gloves. I forgot about that. That's still kind of conjecture. That I don't know, but I know they came in here. This sounds like a desperate excuse of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove it. Still not giving up? I see in that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry, I can. And I will. Knife wound up in the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle was the murder weapon, which, Never press that first before I go any further. I want to present the evidence, but the problem is, if I do it wrong, it's going to look bad. I was also in the search of the Yazura. When I heard the girl's scream coming from the room, I rushed here straight away. When I arrived, I saw the girl standing there, motionless with a knife in her hand. But I already told you, I only came in here because I was after the Yazura. Suspicious person I saw come to this room. But when I entered it, it was pitch dark. I felt something about my foot on the floor, so I turned on the lights and then... You found out that it was the murder weapon at your feet. How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect. The only thing you'll accept as evidence, is it? That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent? I think I do, because there's one piece of evidence I find a bit interesting. Carefully examine that evidence again. And I think it's this. There's a lot of skill detailing, but there's one big problem. Let me see if there's a way to, like, get the handle off, though. this was took his life. I believe it's been for 7 years. I've seen a lot of weapons in my day, but knives that you used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear. Yes, unlike guns, this is the one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it. Yeah, it's just like how this one practically drenched in it, sir. Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow. Oh. Maybe I got another piece that could be helpful. Let me present it.
Objection!
Nope, I screwed up. Yeah, by your sounds, I assume you agree with my conclusion? No, I just don't have a worthy response. In any case, I have some documents I need to attend to. I guess she feels that she has no need to counter my argument. Yeah, that's the thing. The knives don't have any handles on there. But I don't really have anything to counter that, do I?
Hold it!
Maybe I should press it some more. No room for debate. Miles Edgeworth, you know that an ungraceful loss will not be tolerated, my subordinate. Now rebuke her hypothesis with factual logic. Otherwise, what was your investigation for? Yes, you are correct. Thank you. Helping a subordinate out with advice is the job of any good superior. She seems to be rather enjoying herself, but she is correct nonetheless. Ajashina, please continue with your testimony. I swear, it's this knife that I gotta present, but I'm trying to see if I can... like, figure out how to, like, get it to open up. Because they said that the knife can... Let me save. I don't really like doing these save scumming stuff, but this is just in case, because it's always these cases that bug me. When you gotta get the evidence in the right spot.
Objection!
Nope, I did it again. Ajashina's proof is the Beverly's knife that Kay was allegedly holding. Yeah, so, how are you gonna prove that Kay didn't do it, sir? If Ajashina wants to suspect Kay merely because Kay was the only one here, then I must show the evidence that Kay couldn't have committed the murder. But, do you have such evidence, sir? Yes, there is one piece of evidence that seems very unnatural to me. And I believe it is my duty to point that out to Ajashina. I swear it is this damn knife. The problem is that the handle has no blood on it.
Objection!
Oh, I put it on the wrong spot. That's the problem. So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is it really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there is not a speck of it on the handle. This signifies that at this time, the crime scene, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switch and was in fact not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon? The knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? As you can see, the Beverly's knife has now been disassembled into two parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with the butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Ko-chin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicion surrounding Kay. Yeah, because your argument isn't airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose did she do such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Objection!
Heh. The truth is right there in front of you, and the knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay and it could not have been Mr. Ko-chin's killer. What is this mark here? It's the mark of the flower. I assume you know what this means? Not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this.
Take that!
You can't be serious. It appears that you made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabesta. In other words, the blade is from one of Alabesta's ornamental knives. The part of the knife handle is Babylon's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Alabesta's origin. But as we know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Actually, you could probably beat somebody to death with it if you hit them hard enough, but no, we're gonna have to go with what you say. Yeah. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Sheena? After the fire had broken out. That's right, Kay entered the Babylone's embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been in Alabestos inside of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay Kaneda transported an Alabesta object over here. That makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. Way to go, Edgeworth. What a great victory. Huh? Hey, why is everybody so quiet? I'm happy we got this far and clear Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? Is Alabasta knife here? Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Balaba? Babel? It didn't just find its way over here. Rather, we should focus on how it got smuggled over here. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run, now that's the way the great thief operates. Okay. Oh, thanks a lot, Mr. Edgeworth. For proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... Come on, you don't have to be shy about it. Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there is still the possibility that she is the Yatagarasu. That's again... Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I'm the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whatever you're the real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicion that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Objection!
Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu, that in itself is the most elegant proof. Miss Sheena? Yeah? I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn, I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for your concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? What? Well, I guess we better get going. Going? To where? To the Kingdom of Alabasta. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabasta knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabasta Embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. And that's where we'll end this one for today, and we'll continue with the rest tomorrow. I once again want to thank Angie for popping in and raiding in like that. I know this is a short one, but this one's going to take a lot of, trouble to do. So for now, we're going to go send you off into somebody. Who haven't I raided in a long while? Ooh. I know exactly who we're going to raid. If they let me raid, so I don't know. So we're gonna go raid into Sophia Wolf if she lets me. Nope, not gonna happen. Plan B. We're gonna go raid into the Shotgun Seraph then. And then I will see you all next time.